Trust is like a shiny new laptop. One wrong click and the whole thing's fried. I'm Chloe, 34, and I spent a decade clawing my way from instant noodles in a dingy startup garage to running Innovatech, my cybersecurity empire in Austin. You know, the kind of grind where you're chugging Red Bull at 3 a.m., coding like your life depends on it, just to prove you're not some wannabe. I built this company with my own hands, my own sweat, and yeah, a few tears. Meetings with Silicon Valley big shots, million-dollar contracts, the works. I thought I had it all figured out. Then I met Liam, and I swear I must have been drunk on my own success to think he was my happily ever after. God, I want to slap past me for being so damn naive. Picture this. 3 years ago, I'm at this tech conference, all suited up, feeling like the queen of the world. Liam's there, this graphic designer with a smile that could melt ice. He's charming, tossing out lines like, "You're the most incredible woman I've ever met," and "I'm so proud of what you've built. I ate it up, okay?" He was all sweet gestures, coffee runs, late night talks about my dreams, even cooked me breakfast in bed once. I thought, this is it. I found my guy. We got engaged after a year, and I was floating, imagining our perfect little life. You ever been so in love you miss all the red flags? Yeah, that was me. I thought I'd nabbed a prince, but turns out I got a leech in a nice suit. Fast forward to 2 months ago, and my fairy tale's looking more like a horror flick. Liam and I had been engaged for 3 years, planning this big wedding, the whole shebang. I'm running Innovatech, juggling clients, and he's, well, doing whatever graphic designers do when they're not actually working. I should have seen it coming, but love makes you stupid, doesn't it? I'm sitting in my office, staring at a photo of us from our first date. Him grinning, me laughing, all that mushy crap. And I'm thinking life's good. But then cracks started showing. Little things, but enough to make my gut twist. And let me tell you, when your gut's screaming, you better listen. Because mine was onto something way uglier than I ever imagined. It started with Liam's vibe shifting. He went from, "I love you, babe," to this weird, entitled attitude. Like, he'd make these comments about Innovatech, saying stuff like, "It's our future, right?" Excuse me? Last I checked, I was the one burning the midnight oil while he was out networking at bars. Then there was the money. I gave him a credit card for emergencies. Stupid move, I know. And suddenly, he's racking up bills like he's Elon Musk. Designer clothes, fancy dinners, some nonsense course on millionaire mindset. I'm like, bro, you design logos, not rocket ships. When I asked him about it, he got all defensive, snapping, "I need to look the part to match you." Match me? Please, you couldn't match my hustle if you tried. But the real kicker, his brother Owen rolled into town. This guy's a walking red flag. Divorced 3 times, always chasing some get-rich-quick scheme. The kind of dude who calls himself an entrepreneur, but hasn't worked a real job in years. Owen's got this slimy charm, like a used car salesman who knows you're desperate. Liam worshipped him, always going on about how Owen's a visionary. I'm thinking, visionary my ass, the guy's a professional mooch. Owen starts hanging around and Liam's acting shadier by the day. I tried to shrug it off. Family's family, right? But deep down, I knew something was off. You ever get that feeling like the ground's about to drop out from under you? That was me, and I was too stubborn to admit it. Looking back, I should have called it quits the first time Liam gave me that fake smile, the one that didn't reach his eyes. We'd be at dinner, and he'd be glued to his phone, chuckling at texts he wouldn't show me. "Work stuff," he'd say, but I wasn't born yesterday. I started noticing how he'd dodge questions about his day, or how he'd get twitchy when I mentioned Innovatech's finances. I thought, Chloe, you're overreacting. He's just stressed. But no, my gut was screaming, and I was too busy playing the lovesick fiancé to listen. I kept telling myself, he loves me, he's not like that. Ha, spoiler alert, he was exactly like that and worse. I'm sitting here in this cozy Austin cafe spilling my guts to you guys, and I can still feel the sting of it. You ever trusted someone so much you'd bet your whole world on them, only to find out they're playing you? That's what Liam did. 3 years of my life, planning a future, building a home, all while he's plotting with his sleazeball brother to take what's mine. My company, my blood, my everything. I thought I was living a dream, but it was a setup and I was the mark. You think that's bad? Oh, you haven't heard the half of it. Stick around, because this story's about to get so much messier. So there I was, thinking I'd hit the jackpot with Liam, my so-called Prince Charming, only to realize the guy's got more secrets than a hacker's hard drive. I'm still 34, still running Innovatech like a boss, but now I'm starting to smell something rotten in my fairy tale. You ever get that itch, like you know something's wrong, but you're too stubborn to admit it? That was me 2 months ago, watching my perfect life crack like a cheap phone screen. And let me tell you, when the red flags start waving, they don't stop. You guys ready for this? Because I was not. After Owen, Liam's sleazy brother, showed up in Austin, everything went sideways. Owen's the kind of guy who'd sell you a dream and steal your wallet while you're dreaming. Divorced 3 times, always bragging about his startups that never start. I'm talking crypto scams, drop shipping flops, you name it. The dude's a walking pyramid scheme. Liam, though, thought Owen hung the moon. He's got big ideas, Chloe, he'd say, eyes all starry. I'm like, big ideas? More like big debts. But I bit my tongue, thinking, whatever, it's his brother, not my problem. Oh, how wrong I was. You ever ignore a warning sign because you're too busy playing happy couple? Yeah, that's on me. Liam started acting like he'd been body snatched. This guy, who used to be all about cozy movie nights and I love you texts, suddenly turned into Mr. Entitled. He'd drop lines like, Innovatech's our future, babe, right? I'd stare at him thinking, our? Since when do you know Jack about cybersecurity? He's a graphic designer, for God's sake. His biggest achievement was a logo for a dog grooming salon. But no, he's strutting around talking about our legacy. I'm like, legacy? You mean my decade of sleepless nights? It was so out of character, I felt like I was dating a stranger. You know that feeling when someone's words don't match their eyes? Creepy as hell. Then there was the money. I'd given Liam a credit card, dumb move, I know, for stuff like groceries or emergencies. Suddenly, he's spending like he's starring in a rap video. Gucci vests, Rolex watches, dinners at places where the menu doesn't even list prices. I check the statements, and there's a $2,000 charge for a consulting session with some guru teaching millionaire mindset. I'm like, what the hell, Liam? I confront him, and he gets all pissy, snapping, I need to build an image to match you. Match me? Bro, you're not even in my league. He'd storm off, leaving me fuming, wondering who this guy even was. You ever feel your blood boil so hard you could scream? That was me, every damn day. Owen's influence was like poison. He'd show up at our place, all smirks and cheap cologne, whispering in Liam's ear like some shady puppet master. They'd huddle in the living room, talking in low voices, shutting up when I walked in. I'd ask, what's so secret? And Liam would flash that fake smile, saying, just guy talk. Guy talk my ass. I caught Owen once, glancing at my laptop on the counter, and when I called him out, he laughed it off. Just admiring your setup. Yeah, right, creep. I started locking my office door, 'cause something told me this loser wasn't just here for brotherly bonding. You ever get that vibe someone's sizing you up? That was Owen, and I hated it. The worst part, I kept making excuses. I'd lie awake at night, staring at the ceiling, thinking, maybe he's just stressed. Maybe Owen's got him mixed up. I'd replay our early days. Liam surprising me with coffee at the office, us dancing in the kitchen to old R&B. He used to look at me like I was his whole world. Now, he'd barely look at me at all. I'd ask about his day, and he'd mumble some vague crap like, busy with clients. Clients? Since when does a freelancer need to network till 2 a.m.? I wanted to shake him and yell, who are you? But I didn't. I just hoped it'd fix itself. Stupid, right? You ever cling to a dream even when it's crumbling? That's where I was at. One night, I'm in my office going over Innovatech's quarterly reports, and Liam comes home late, reeking of whiskey. He's all jittery, avoiding my eyes, and I notice his phone's buzzing nonstop. I ask, who's texting you at midnight? He snaps, nobody, Chloe, chill. Chill? Oh, hell no. I'm not your chill girlfriend. I'm your fiancé who's paying for your damn lifestyle. I let it slide, but my gut's screaming louder than ever. I started keeping tabs, checking his schedule, noticing how he'd forget to mention meetings with Owen. Little puzzle pieces, all adding up to something ugly. You know when you start connecting dots and wish you hadn't? Yeah, that. I'm sitting here in this Austin cafe sipping my overpriced latte, and I can still feel that sick twist in my stomach from those days. Liam was slipping away and Owen was pulling the strings, but I had no idea how deep their game went. I thought I was just dealing with a flaky fiancé. Turns out, I was sleeping next to a snake. You think this is juicy? Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. It gets so much worse. Stick with me, 'cause the real bomb's about to drop. I thought I'd seen the worst of Liam's shady crap, but oh, was I in for a wake-up call that hit like a freight train? I'm still the badass running Innovatech, but 2 months ago, my world flipped upside down when I found out my so-called fiancé wasn't just a flake. He was a straight-up backstabber. You ever feel your heart drop to your stomach like you're gonna puke from betrayal? That was me, standing in my office, staring at the truth that had been hiding in plain sight. Buckle up, 'cause this is where the fairy tale goes full horror movie. It all started with a call from Mrs. Chen, my lawyer. She's this no-nonsense woman who's been with me since Innovatech was just a dream. She says, Chloe, you need to see the latest draft of your prenup. It's different. Different. I'm thinking, what's that supposed to mean? I rush to her office and she slides this document across the table. I open it and I swear I nearly fall out of my chair. The prenup we'd agreed on, simple, fair, protecting my company, was gone. In its place, a freaking heist plan. Liam had rewritten it, demanding half of Innovatech's shares, veto power over board decisions, even inheritance rights if I kicked the bucket. I'm like, this dude's trying to rob me blind. You believe this guy? My company, my blood and tears, and he thinks he can just snatch it? I'm shaking, not because I'm scared, but because I'm pissed. I read every line, and it's like a punch to the gut. This wasn't a mistake. It was a calculated move. I look at Mrs. Chen, and she's got this grim face, saying, he submitted this last week, claimed you approved it. Approved it? Hell no. I never saw this garbage. My mind's racing, replaying every weird moment, Liam's entitlement, Owen's slimy smirks, the late-night whispers. It's like a puzzle snapping together, and the picture's ugly as sin. You ever realize you've been played like a damn fool? That's me, and I'm ready to burn it all down. I call Liam into my office that night. He strolls in, all cocky, like nothing's wrong. I'm sitting there, prenup in hand, trying not to scream. I say, calm as I can, explain this. He glances at it, and I see his face twitch, just for a second. Then he pulls this innocent act. Oh, babe, that's just to protect me, as your husband. Protect you? From what, poverty? I slam the papers down, pointing at every clause. Shares, veto power, my company. You think I'm stupid? He's stammering now. Owen said it's standard. Men need security too. Owen? Of course that sleazeball's behind this. I'm yelling, Owen's a nobody. Why the hell are you listening to him over me? You know how it feels to see someone you love lie to your face? It's like a knife twisting in your chest. Liam's crumbling, but he's still trying to gaslight me, saying, you're overreacting, Chloe. Overreacting? Oh, I'll show you overreacting. I'm done playing nice. I set up a meeting with Owen the next day, because if I'm going down, I'm taking these clowns with me. He shows up at this cafe, all swagger, like he's some hotshot. I cut to the chase. What's your game with Liam and my company? You'd think he'd deny it, right? Nope. This idiot leans back, smirking. Liam deserves half of Innovatech, Chloe. Being your man's a big sacrifice. Sacrifice? I'm about to lose it, but I stay cool, 'cause I've got a trick up my sleeve. I pull out my phone, hit play, and his voice echoes, yep, I recorded every word. His face goes white and he bolts like a cockroach when the lights come on. Gotcha, loser. I'm back in my office, replaying that recording, feeling this mix of rage and triumph. I mean, can you believe these guys? Plotting to steal my life's work like it's some side hustle. I think back to the early days with Liam when he'd bring me coffee during all-nighters, whispering, "We're gonna make it, babe." Was it all a lie? Did he ever love me, or was I just a stepping stone? My heart's breaking, but I'm too pissed to cry. I'm thinking about every sacrifice I made for Innovatech. Missed birthdays, canceled vacations, all for this company. And now, the man I trusted most is trying to rip it away. You ever feel like the universe is laughing at you? That's me. But I'm about to laugh last. I'm sitting here in this Austin cafe spilling this tea, and I can still feel the fire in my veins from that week. Liam and Owen thought they could outsmart me, but they forgot who they're dealing with. I'm the woman who built an empire from nothing, and I don't go down easy. You think this is the craziest it gets? Oh, you're in for a shock, because Liam's about to dig his grave even deeper. Stick around. This drama's just hitting its stride. So, I just caught Liam and his sleazeball brother Owen red-handed, trying to swipe Innovatech like it was a loose change in my pocket. Still the queen of my cybersecurity empire. But let me tell you, the fallout from that prenup stunt was like watching a train wreck in slow motion. Messy, loud, and oh so satisfying when the dust settled. You ever see someone dig their own grave and keep shoveling? That was Liam, and I was done playing the fool. Grab your popcorn, because this is where greed gets its ass kicked. After I recorded Owen's smug confession and watched him scurry off like a rat, I canceled the wedding faster than you can say gold digger. No more dreamy Pinterest boards. No more picking out flowers. Done. But Liam? Oh, he didn't take the hint. This guy went full desperado, like he thought he could still salvage his con. I'm in my office trying to focus on Innovatech's next big contract when I get an alert from my bank. Liam's maxed out my credit card. Again! This time, it's a $50,000 deposit on a penthouse, plus a stack of tech gadgets like he's prepping to be the next Steve Jobs. I'm like, are you kidding me? I call him, voice shaking with rage, like, what's this penthouse crap? He's all cool. I need a space that matches my vision. Vision? The only vision you've got is dollar signs, you leech. I lock the card so fast his head must have spun. But I'm not just mad, I'm hurt. This was the guy who'd hold my hand during investor pitches, who'd laugh with me over cheap tacos when we were broke. Was that all fake? Did he ever give a damn about me, or was it always about my company? I'm pacing my apartment, staring at our old photos, feeling like an idiot for believing in him. You ever look at someone you loved and wonder who the hell they really are? That's me, and it stings like a bitch, but I shake it off, because I've got a company to protect and a score to settle. Enter Maya, my sister, the real MVP. She's a private investigator, sharp as a tack, and doesn't mess around. I call her, spilling everything. The prenup, Owen's recording, Liam's spending spree. She's like, "Sis, I got you." Maya dives into the dark corners of the internet, and what she finds makes my jaw drop. Owen's been posting on some shady forum, bragging about securing the bag by using Liam to take over Innovatech. The plan? Get Liam hitched, grab my shares, then boot me out as CEO. I'm reading these posts, and it's like a punch to the face. My fiancé was their pawn. Maya's got screenshots, timestamps, the works. I'm thinking, you bastards thought you could play me? You ever feel that fire when you know you're about to win? That's me, ready to bury these clowns. I send Liam the screenshots, expecting him to deny it. Instead, he shows up at my place, eyes red, crying like a baby. "I'm sorry, Chloe. I got caught up," he sobs. "Caught up? You tried to rob me." He's begging, "I love you. Let's fix this." I'm not falling for it. I look at him, this man I thought I'd marry, and all I see is a stranger. "It's over, Liam," I say, voice cold as ice. "Pack your crap and go." He's still blubbering as I shut the door, and for the first time, I feel free. You know that moment when you finally cut the dead weight? It's like breathing again. Then there's Liam's family. Oh, the Sterling clan. What a piece of work. His parents, who I thought loved me, call me up, screaming that I'm a greedy, heartless bitch for dumping their precious son. I'm like, greedy? Your boy tried to steal my company. I send them Maya's screenshots, the prenup, Owen's recording, everything. Radio silence. Not a peep. Turns out they knew about the plan and were banking on a cut. The whole family was in on it, ready to cash in on my life's work. You believe that? A whole squad of snakes. I'm laughing now, but back then, it felt like a knife in the back. You ever realize the people you trusted were just waiting to screw you over? Yeah, that's a special kind of hell. I'm sitting in this Austin cafe telling you guys this, and I can still taste the bitterness. Liam's world came crashing down, and Owen's about to face the music. Maya's evidence is enough to drag his ass to court, but me? I'm still standing. Innovatech's still mine, and I've got Maya in my corner. You think this is the end? Oh, hell no. I've got some scars, but I'm not done fighting. Stick with me, because I'm about to show you how I rose from this mess stronger than ever. I just slammed the door on Liam's pathetic crocodile tears and sent Owen's scheming ass running with a lawsuit hot on his heels. I'm Chloe, 34, still the fierce as hell CEO of Innovatech, my cybersecurity empire in Austin. But picking myself up after that betrayal, it's like rebuilding a server farm after a blackout. Grueling, raw, and damn, does it make you feel alive when you flip the switch back on. You ever crawl through hell and come out shining? That's me, sprawled in this Austin cafe, coffee gone cold, ready to wrap this saga with a truth that hits harder than a system crash. You with me? 'Cause this is where I own my story, scars and all. The weeks after I cut Liam loose were brutal. I'd walk into my apartment, see the empty spot where his stupid leather jacket used to hang, and it'd hit me like a brick. 3 years of my life. Poof! Gone to a guy who played me like a cheap app. I'd sit on my couch, staring at the skyline through my window, the Austin lights blurring as my eyes burned. Was every "I love you" a lie? The breakfast he made, the way he'd kiss my forehead during my all-nighters at the office? Was it all a setup? You ever feel your heart crack open, but you're too stubborn to let it bleed? That's me, clutching a glass of wine, telling myself, Chloe, you're tougher than this. But damn, it hurt like hell. Maya, my sister, was my lifeline. She's a private investigator with a knack for sniffing out bullshit, and she didn't let me drown. One night, I'm a wreck, sobbing over old photos of me and Liam at some tech gala, and Maya storms in, grabs my phone, and deletes the album. Enough, Chloe, she snaps. You built Innovatech from a shitty laptop in a garage. You don't need that loser to glow. She's right, and it's like a spark ignites. I look at my office, code on the screens, my team hustling, my name on the damn door, and I'm like, hell yes, this is mine. I pour my rage into work, locking down Innovatech systems tighter than Fort Knox, signing deals that make my old self jealous. You know that high when you reclaim your power? It's like hacking the mainframe of your own life. Liam's a shadow now. Word is he's slumming it in some dive bar, designing menus for peanuts, his millionaire mindset as dead as his dignity. Owen? That clown's drowning in legal fees? Maya's evidence pinned him for fraud, and he's dodging court like a coward. I don't cheer for their misery, but karma's got a mean right hook. The Sterlings? Liam's oh-so-holy family? They tried painting me as the villain, but I leaked their shady texts to our old circle. Now they're persona non grata at every Austin brunch spot. You ever see justice hit like a perfectly timed update? It's sweet, but it doesn't erase the sting of their betrayal. The real victory's me, though. I'm not the starry-eyed Chloe who fell for Liam's charm. Back then, I thought love was the missing piece. Big wedding, cozy nights, the whole rom-com package. Now, I'm my own damn blockbuster. I'm back to grinding at Innovatech, but it's different. I'm doing it for me. I picked up kickboxing, smashing pads like they're Liam's face, sweat dripping, music blaring. Maya and I have taco nights every Thursday, cackling over margaritas, and I'm mentoring badass women at work, teaching them to build empires without a knight in shining armor. You ever realize you're your own hero? That's me, and I'm wearing it like a crown. But let's be real. Some wounds don't heal clean. I'll pass a couple on the street, laughing under the Austin neon, and my chest tightens. I trusted Liam with my soul, and he sold me out for a cut of my company. Love's not off the table, but next time, I'm running a full background check and a prenup thicker than a coding manual. Fairy tales? Save 'em for suckers. My story's gritty, scarred, and real as it gets. I stand in my office, the city sparkling below, Maya's voice in my head. You're unstoppable. And I am. You ever wear your pain like armor? That's me, battle scarred and unbreakable. I'm here in this cozy cafe, the hum of chatter around me, and I feel lighter, like I've debugged the last line of bad code. Men like Liam and Owen, they don't evolve, they just reveal their glitches when the pressure's on. I lost 3 years, sure, but I kept Innovatech, my fire, and my truth. Those losers, they're bugs in my system, squashed and forgotten. Maya was right. I don't need a man to shine, and I'm blazing like a goddamn supernova. My advice? Trust your instincts, protect your heart, and never let anyone dull your spark. Me? I'm done chasing castles. I'm building an empire, and the view's fucking epic.